And good day. How you doing? This is Coach Big Pete of DeepDishFootball.com and the Wing Report. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com if you have any questions. If you like the work, feel free to leave a tip at a bottom link via PayPal. Again, it's for computer maintenance and travel fees. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I've had a few questions today. This is the fourth conference preview, and this conference is the Central Suburban Conference. I'm sorry, Central Suburban League. Apologies. South and North divisions. Now, this is a weird one because I put two surprises, and my two surprises are the ones that are challenging for the top of both divisions. I know this is going to be weird. So, let's get started. This is going to be, I got a feeling that we're going to see one of these teams playing at the 2 days after Thanksgiving in Champaign for a state title. So let's get started. In the South, my three top dogs are Maine South, Evanston, and New Trier. My surprise team is New Trier. And why I put them as a surprise is that if they get into the playoffs, they're going to be a scary team. Now, Maine South, they have Peter Stransky, Bartell, Kilberg. Nash, basically, he's gaining a lot of steam. Hell of a defensive back. Bartell, great linebacker. Peter Strowski, I probably mispronounced last names. I do apologize. He's a hell of an offensive lineman. Now we get into Evanston. Evanston, there's so many players to name, but I'm going to name a couple. Bertrand, Axelrod, Nicholson, who was one of the more nationally renowned running backs in the state. I think it's 2020. And Tarpey, a quarterback. Evanston is packed with talent. Just packed with talent. Unbelievable talent. Evanston looks great this season. Third, and as my surprise team, and I put them as a surprise because they could shock a lot of teams. They could shock a lot of teams when they get into the playoffs. And New Trier is just it's a team to look out for. And they could challenge Evanston and Maine South this season. Ogles, Oakenshirt, Coffee, Zapf, and Setzer are players to look out for. Next, Niles North. I think it's going to be a learning curve because they have a new head coach, but I think they could do some damage. Miles Davis, Savion Davis, and I don't want to miss the last name. Sorry about that. Niles West, another tough season. John Trin, running back athlete, is a player to look out for Niles West. Glenbrook South, I believe, can make the playoffs this season. Zach Curtin, Andrew Gall, and Joe Spears. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce the last name. I probably did. Again, I do apologize. But the South looks great. Maine South, Evanston, New Trier. That's a race to look at. That is a great race. And again, South is a strong division. Very strong division. And Niles North, Glenbrook South, good teams to look at too. So let's get to the Central Suburban League North. I have this as a 3-team race like the South, but for the North, I have the same thing as the South as a surprise team and a challenger. Highland Park, Matsko, Volpacenta, and Kaufman, 3 players to keep an eye out for. Volpacenta, there's 2 other brothers, 3 brothers, 4 brothers, 5, 6 brothers, 6 brothers. I'm joking, but they're talented kids, and Highland Park looks good. New coach, but he's got that team right where he wants it. It's going to be a great race in the North. And Matsko is definitely a linebacker, a very underrated linebacker, and so is Kaufman. Not a lot of respect goes to Kaufman, but he does a great job. Okay, second team in the challenging bracket, Deerfield. Deerfield's got a great group of young athletes. Again, disciplined football. Michael Gargio and Suckech. Hopefully I didn't mispronounce it. He's a defensive end player to look out for too at Deerfield. They got a great group of athletes. Now my surprise team, if they get into the playoffs, they can be scary. They're running the same offense, but they hired a key position at the offense coordinator spot. Former guy that I worked for, Otto Zeman, father of the 5-wide, legendary Hall of Fame coach. Got hired by Coach B from Vernon Hills, and basically sort of the same scheme, same run and shoot type of offense. But again, he puts points on the board. That's one of the key things about Otto Zeman. He puts points on the board, and working with him, he puts a lot of points on the board. Players you want to look out for: Jake Morris, McCarthy, a wide receiver, Gold left at edge rusher, and Derek Jarrell at quarterback. Again, he's going to put some major numbers for Derek Jarrell. You definitely want to take a look at him. Maine West, again, the team, not surprised, but they did good last season. I had them as a surprise team. Maine West looked great. They graduated some key players. Catkin's gone, but they got Grimmer, defensive back, Lelzy, and Dotto at offensive tackle. Again, Maine West looks great. I think it's going to be less than they expected from last year, but I think they can get into the playoffs. They are a good team. Now we get into Maine East. Maine East, new coach, new energy, young coach bringing energy into that team, into Maine East, the Blue Devils. I think the main goal is basically 1, 2, 3 games, put a winning culture in there, attract more kids to come out for the next football season, and just change the attitude of that team. Just change the attitude of the team. Get kids more attracted to playing football at Maine East. And I think the coach that they hired did a great job. They did a great job hiring him. And I think he's going to build a great team out of Maine East. Now, last team, and I think they can also go into the playoffs, is Glenbrook North, Mantis, and Norberg, wide receiver Norberg. I think linebacker also, if I'm not mistaken, probably defensive back. Norberg, very underrated. Very, very underrated. You definitely want to take a look at the kid. Again, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, the North looks good. Deerfield, Highland Park, Vernon Hills. They look scary. When I have them as a surprise team, is that if they get into the playoffs, and with that offensive coordinator that hires Otto Zeman, and the offensive coordinator they had last year, basically he was a great offensive coordinator too, and they run the same schemes. It's going to be great. And Vernon Hills looks really good. Couple issues would probably be with just getting in sync with the wide receivers. That's a key thing with Zeman, and always has been for years when he was at Riverside, Brookfield. But it's a great hire. And Deerfield plays tough nosed football, and they'll put a licking on you. And they look good too this season. Highland Park, do not count out Highland Park. Just do not. And that is it. Again, follow Coach Big Pete in Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Please subscribe and like on the YouTube channel for this. And also remember, Breakfast with Coach Big Pete is at 9 a.m. on Saturdays after every Friday night games. And at 10 a.m. you can nominate the game for Deep Dish Football Game of the Week, your game, with hashtag Deep Dish Football. Come see our game. Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. is Deep Dish Football Live on Facebook Live. Check it out. Talk about what happened the week before and what's going to happen the week after. Talk about games and everything else. It should be an interesting season this season. And thank you so much. And again, if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip on the bottom. Thanks again, and have a lovely night.